Nita nga tsu jamzho domba jingi danang nga zho nga tsu tini gobjik shiyo. Di ngonda tini suso la jamzho zaya de gare re. Tini jamzho domba zaya de ganji linggo re zini nga tsu tela tini ngochut tini dipaz jega yangs.
This morning we have a refuge vow ceremony, but before we actually get to the granting of the vows, first I'd like to give an introduction about what refuge actually is and what it means to take the vows.
Teni terang nga tso teni jamzho linya gata jamzho da jamzho go domba limbi ditsutti teni gongda teni sanjim kanzho go tsangmala ngochu shisong tenra go teni ditsut pe yakbo teni res.
So Sanji Kandro gave an introduction about what would take place today and mentioned that it was an auspicious day and what would happen. And so I'm going to give an introduction about this. Taking refuge on such a special and auspicious day as this means that the roots of virtue that we accumulate are especially great. First of all, if we take all of the practice within the teachings of the Buddha and condense them, we can do so into 3 points. So it's possible to condense them into the 3 points of ethics or morality, samadhi, and wisdom. So corresponding with the first of these, ethics or morality, we have the taking of vows. There are many different types of Buddhist vows. However, at the root of all of them, or at the basis of them all, is the refuge vows. So today we are going to start off with a giving of refuge vows. And once you have taken the refuge vows, then on this basis, taking one or several of the householder vows is very good. Of the lay Buddhist vows, there are 5 of them. However, it's not necessary that you take all of them. You can take as many as you feel it personally appropriate to do. So you could take 2 of them or 3 of them. So as a Buddhist, the first step is taking refuge. So it's just like the entrance to this temple or shrine room. Taking refuge is like entering through its door. So what is refuge? Is it the recitation that we do? I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. No, it's not simply the recitation of these words.
오나 잠중 오마디 가래라 저그래지다 되니 다데가 상말라 되니 ngochu치게인
As to what real refuge is, I'd like to introduce this now to everyone.
되니 티인디 되니 티 잠조지아데 되니 ngacho 당보 다 tabdipu sinipsana jamroziate tini khilin yana tamja o tindizla jamroze gres khilin ba yana tamja tindizla jamroze gres.
So putting it in its most simple terms, we can say that refuge is an acceptance or a promise or a pledge.
아니 가리 khilin go gre 가리 tamja chi go gre zena.
So what is it that we are promising or pledging?
당아랑 멋진디 낭라 어디니 나랑 상지 샥자다 바가더니 지라더니 롭거인 넘바 상지 바가더니 추대랑 나랑 롭종 제거인 냠린 제거인 제한다고 든지 켈린 담자 드니질라 드니 잠루즈니 제거요레스.
The promise is, in this lifetime, to study in the example of the Buddha and to learn and practice the Buddha Dharma. This is the pledge that is entailed by refuge. So, putting it in very simple terms, this is what refuge is.
This goes lamore, the ending at so takes Gibonda, Jenny Motushians.
Yabuzana delayed any Fuzazruba.
Yerba.
Yeah. If we explain it, however, a little in slightly more extensive terms, then it will be easy to understand. So I will do that now.
The Nitambong so basic Gonisha, not any. So
if I make an analogy for refuge, you'll be able to understand its meaning well. So I will give an analogy now. So a student, if they are going to attend school, it is absolutely necessary that they meet three conditions. So the first of these conditions is that the student has a good teacher. However, if we have a good teacher, but that teacher doesn't teach us anything, then despite the fact they're a good teacher, it's of no benefit to us. So the second condition is that the student needs to have lessons in the school, whether they are university lessons or middle school lessons, depending on what levels of school they are attending. The second condition is that they need to have content or lessons. And then the third condition is that the students in the school have the support of parents and family networks, and in addition to this, the support of their classmates. So this is the third condition. So if we have a good teacher and that teacher provides us with lessons, and in addition to that we have the support of parents and families and our classmates, then those three conditions are fulfilled and it's possible to actually go to study in that school.
Deni tinjiga teni lobtaza kanala drone ngacho lojong shipi kapse teni ngacho dong tola ngacho teni kare kheleng yorizena o ta lobtan ti ngarang la teni girgen o teni gang kobdik chena teni ti girgen ti ngarang ka girgen jegeyen ti ngarang ka girgen teni to zgeyen teni ngarang ka tanglen jegeyen samni tesam go yores.
So in going to this school to study, what is it necessary to accept or to pledge? The first thing is that we need to recognize our teacher as our teacher, to accept them as our teacher.
Teni tedan rapo ngacho pena teni lobjan di teni ngarang la teni lobchen kare koduk chena lobja ngarang la teni lobchen koduk sia ti teni lobjong jegeyen samni korang semgana la ti tanglen
And in addition to this, the student also needs to accept that whatever lessons or classes are provided or arranged by their teacher, they will study. So this is the second thing.
Teni tedang nyamde teni ta ngachon zentra signala teni lobma nyesiona simchiona o ti lobma tiso sama ngaranga teni lobjok o teni ta jegeyen teni ngaranga tsamni teni tanglin.
And then the student needs to recognize and accept their classmates as their classmates. So the fellow 20 or 30 students who are with them in the same class, these need to be accepted by the student as their fellow classmates. So Refuge, Buddhist Refuge, follows just like this.
Teni ngacho nangchula teni ta nyamlin che jena chire jena teni ta korang ga teni nyangbu ngoman rawo te kangre jena teni ngacho teni nyangje shamda nyangje da teni sherap teni nangchu changma thaba chimbu chu changma teni shokchik to domna teni tin nangla ndagre te ma to ba jamba yo marje chit shamda nyangje re chit teni sherap re teni nangla ndagre.
When we talk about Buddhist practice or practicing Buddhism, in terms of the essence, the real essence of Buddhist practice, there is nothing more than loving kindness and compassion and wisdom. If we were to condense all of the Mahayana teachings into their essence, then there would be nothing more than these: loving kindness and compassion and wisdom.
Teni ngacho chu drib zeni changma ta ngarang chuba jege ngarang ke chu drib ke yin zeni tedi zegend wazi teni karila zegre chu drib zena karila zena teni ngacho perna domban doya ta teni shak sarya ta teni choban barya ta deso yang teni ta chu nala zigre zi deso yang te deso la chu drib zegre zena de la yang teni zegre deso la yang chu drib zegre zi.
So when people talk about being a Buddhist practitioner or doing Buddhist practice, what in fact does this mean? What does this entail? Reciting prayers, doing recitations, doing prostrations, making offerings, all of these things, yes, they are considered part of practice. But the root or the essence of Buddhist practice is not these things.
Teni nyangbo ti kangrezena teni ngacho shamdang nyarji shangship ko sem ko thola teni tangbo lojong she teni nyamlin she ya te dang chik teni ni de ngacho teni sherab ko thola tangbo lojong je teni nyamlin je o teni pote teni da ngacho thaba chimbo wo teni nyangbo ngoman ra pote teres.
The essence or the real root of Buddhist practice is studying and learning and practicing loving kindness and compassion and bodhicitta, and studying and practicing wisdom. These are the essence of the Mahayana teachings.
Teni shamdang nyarji tang sherbla teni lojong chiwi kapsu teni lobjang na la lojong chewa tang chikpare ngacho la yang teni chaking sim changgo res.
So just as in a school we need to meet 3 conditions, so too do we need to do this when we are learning about loving kindness and compassion and wisdom.
Teni charching chide kangrezena teni ngacho teni shamdang nyarje ta sherbla teni lobna tambo ngacho la girgam pe yakboz go res.
So the first of these conditions is that when we are learning about loving kindness and compassion and wisdom, we need a really good teacher.
Teni te indi teni tomba sangje shakcha tabate ngacho chama ga teni lama zenandra girgan zenandra ta ngarang chola lam tungkhin te res.
And in respect of this, the Shakyamuni Buddha serves as our teacher or lama or leader or guide on the path.
Teni nipa te karezena teni ngacho ta lobjongche pe na lobta chimbo na ni lobchinra bode karezena teni namba ga chu dereze namba ga chu tari kongla ngacho shachi chini nyarje da ni sherbre nyarje da sherb ni pote teni ngacho teni chachi nipa re teni tela chuze nang chuze yores.
And then for the second condition, just as in university or school, we need to have lessons. We follow or we learn or study the Buddha Dharma. So in learning about compassion and wisdom, we follow these teachings. This is what the Dharma refers to.
Teni sambade kangrezena teni ngacho ta gendam barze gendam bazena teni thakpa chimbo nyamlin chengkeng teni ngakpa yenandra teni rapshung yenandra 강이나 되니 추냠린 신근데서 담주보 겐든 바즈리 되니 대 ngacho 추적 ngacho 롭적 잡보레스.
And then thirdly, we require a sangha, and what this refers to is fellow practitioners of the Mahayana path, whether they are ordained monastic practitioners or lay practitioners. These people serve as our Dharma friends, just like our classmates.
Teni ngacho tangbo teni chu ngacho lojong chi kapsa teni girgan mena teni lojong chi tap ko mari teni ngacho yinda manda girgan sila tingo lojang nala te go ndo waze teni ngacho yang te go re di jimsen ji teni ngacho tomba sangji shakja ta pala chamru go re chamru go wi jimsen te res.
So just as if we want to study but we don't have any teacher, but if we don't have any teacher, it's not possible for us to do so. Therefore, it is necessary for us to rely on a teacher. And this is why we rely on the Buddha Shakyamuni as our teacher and go for refuge in him. This is the reason.
Teni pena lomatso na teni lobjang na ne teni khocho teni lobjang ti lobchen kare khocho kobdik jena o tan di lobchen de ngararan ka lojong che ge yansam ni tini kelim shini tini ti lojong che na tini korong lobjang na ni tharshin thap kare tini ti lojong ma shi na girgan pe yak boyo na te phantok ji ji mendo waze tini te dang jabu tini ngacho kelim che ni o ta ngacho nyamlim che ya ta nga lojong che ya ti tini ngacho tomba sang che shakcha ta ba chu te la nge lojong che ge yin zin ngacho sem ga na la kelim go re ti jimsen ji
Just as students in school need to accept that they will study the lessons that have been set out by their teachers, we too accept the need to study and practice the teachings of the Buddha Dharma. In a school, it is through studying the lessons that have been set out that a student is able to graduate. Even if the teacher is good without any content to study, then there is no benefit. So in just the same way, we accept to study and practice, take on to study and practice the teachings of the Buddha Dharma, and this is the reason why we go for refuge in the Dharma.
Teni sambati teni gindan la chapsun rawazi gindan zeyate teni ngacho lam nyamslim bi ne kap ko chok rabo res te yendi teni ngacho gindan bati mena ngacho tasta teni chu nyamlin chesar sawani mendugze kangrezena teni sanji ne teni lo tong chak ni ta ngabya teni ko kone teni ta nyangan lende charsongre teni te ngacho je thap ko mendugze teni yendi sanji ngus ngacho la o ta 드리 고니 냠린지 드리 냠린지 드리 롬큰 요 말에지 상기 가서 드린 제탑 것만도 오세.
And then thirdly, we go for refuge in the Sangha. And the Sangha serves as our companions on the path of Buddhist practice. Without the Sangha, then it's actually not possible for us to be able to practice. The Buddha Shakyamuni himself passed away or passed into parinirvana 2,500 years ago. And so none of us will have the chance to actually see him in person.
되니 추더니 상기가 mambo 송요 그래서 추 mambo 송요 되니 가서들이 학강디나란들이 그추 보도 mambo도 된진도 당이나 때 가서라 되니 섭득 진gen지고 고래 마서 빠데 가서라 섭득 진게 메나 가서소소랑 그때니 추 그때니 빼샤데서 소소랑 갔다나 되니 티 남돈 때즈 고톱 그래 마서 빠 참마 차상약 보고 고고나 짜바니 고톱 그 말에 되니 때 가서라 섭득 진gen지가 고건도 구지.
The Buddha, of course, taught a great deal of, gave a great deal of teachings. However, we today require teachers who are able to impart those lessons or teachings to us. If we simply rely on ourselves, then it's not possible that we will gain a complete understanding of their content. So for this reason, it's important that we have teachers who are able to communicate those lessons or teachings.
드니다 상기가 되니 송때서 담주고 상기가 느린느린들이 송요래제 가서라더니 살람 가서라더니 청켄디 가서라 고다 가서라 ngochu 신켄디 드니 겐든 바래제 겐든 바 그 겐든 바 메나 가서디 소소랑 같다나는 메시 상기는 가서 제탑 그면도 내가서 출로종 제 탑고 말해 드니 인디 가서 인담만다 겐든 바테 디 고근도 데 인디 겐든 바테 페나 가서 롭종자고래 드니 롭종거디니 록바지야 데 메나 가서 드니 디 출로종 제 탑고 면도 디 짐선지 드니 가서 겐든라 잡선 로제 잠도든지 제그레스.
So that, or those who are able to tell us and impart to us what it was that the Buddha taught is the Sangha. As said, we ourselves don't have the opportunity to see the Buddha Shakyamuni ourselves. We can't study from him personally ourselves, and so therefore we need other members of the Sangha who can communicate and introduce the teachings of the Buddha to us. And we require them to study. We need them to be able to study the Buddha's teachings. So they serve the role of our classmates. Without them, we're not able to study the Buddha's teachings, and it's for this reason that we go for refuge in the Sangha.
어따든지 인디 가서더니 잠주세야 돼 가서 당부 낭출라 로중지 값스더니 인답만다더니 시급이 김선디 대소레제 대 동거 돌아디 김선 요레제 대마도 바다 가서 잠주세야 돼좀 실록거 남반다고 시스터라고 신시화지게 어든지 남반다고 시스터거 남반다고 든지 자원에 말이 잠주도 든지 시고알라 김선 든지 요레제.
So these are the reasons, the real concrete reasons why we need to go for refuge. Some people say that refuge is just an external or formulaic kind of ritual, but in fact this is absolutely not the case. There are clear reasons why we need to take refuge.
드니 가서 롭자시그나라 손에 드니 소중제나 드니 롭자가 드니 교랑건디 게르건디 교랑걸 게르긴 염바티 교랑거 켈랭거 염베 드니 교랑 같더니 네 이겐들 소중지지 아추초라 고득지야디 교랑 같더니 소중지가 의연메인 교랑 그 담자지고 드니데 제가요 말이다 메나 돈라드니 고랑 담자시요 레제 오다 길근 롭자디 길근디 가랑 그 길근 제가연 롭자가 나라 고득지위티니 롭선디 가랑 소중지가연 드니 롭자가 나라요 피티니 롭마잠바테소 드니 가랑 그 롭적 제가연니 동거토라 고랑 롭자디 나라 로 사르티티니 티 켈림시 사르송와레스.
When a student goes to study in a school, they are not actually asked, do you accept this teacher? Do you recognize this person as your teacher? They're not actually asked, will you pledge to study these lessons? However, in actual fact, this kind of pledge is entailed or implied in the student attending the school. So in actual fact, in going to the school, the student does pledge to recognize the teacher as their teacher, to undertake the lessons that have been set, and to recognize their fellow students as their classmates. And this is, in fact, how a student pledges or promises in undertaking to attend a school. So this is how it is, and that is an analogy for taking refuge. So by thinking about refuge in this way, one can see that in order to study Buddhism, it's necessary to first take refuge. Without taking refuge, it's not possible to study Buddhism. By thinking about this analogy, it's possible to see the reasons for this. Because taking refuge is our first step in Buddhist study and practice, it's necessary that we have a good understanding of what it is. I'd like to give another analogy for refuge. If we become sick, then we need to go to a hospital in order to be treated for our sickness. And at this time, it's also necessary that we meet or fulfill 3 different conditions. So the first condition is, in going to a particular hospital, we need to have a good doctor. Without having a good doctor, it won't be possible for us to cure our sickness. That's the first condition. The second condition is that we need to have medicine. Even if we've got a good doctor but we don't have medicine, then it won't be possible to cure our sickness. So it's necessary that we also have medicine. That's the second condition. And the third condition is we need medical staff to assist the doctor, people to give injections and do other treatment procedures. So aside from the doctor, we also need to have nurses. So if we meet these 3 conditions or fulfill these conditions, then if we get sick, we can go to the hospital and be cured of our sickness. So all of us, due to our mental afflictions and the physical sufferings of cyclic existence, are like patients in a hospital. And in order to heal our sickness, we need a good doctor. And our good doctor is the Shakyamuni Buddha, who is able to help us cure the sufferings of cyclic existence and mental afflictions. So our doctor is the Buddha.
Teni di jimsenji tini ngaso sanje la tengo yorese pena napa ina koranga mambala tengo ondaga mato mambala matina koranga nati chatabi amare te dan rabores.
So it's for this reason that we rely on the Buddha, that we need to rely on the Buddha. A patient who is sick needs to rely on a doctor. Without doing this, it's not possible for them to cure themselves.
Teni nipate ngaso teni mambati ten sarvi jini teni mambati ngaso la mankari jina. Teni ngaso zago res mante zago re. Teni mato bateni man kashisungi zagi kashisungi zag manze. Penati mani natini jo roto a jimbo dawo ngarbu dawo teni ona ngete zagi inze. Ote kawu dawo re tengi zag man teni zikio mare. Ngaso la man kari go teni mamba hako yo rezi. Teni yenti mamba ngaso la man jayati. And
secondly, having relied on a doctor, then whatever medicine they prescribe, we need to take. We can't just say, oh, I'll take this kind, but I won't take that kind. We can't just say, oh, I'll only eat the kind of medicine that tastes good or has a sweet taste, but I won't take those pills that taste bitter. The doctor knows what medicine we need to take to recover from our illness, and we need to take the medicine that he or she prescribes. So the Dharma, the Buddha Dharma, is just like medicine. And that's our second condition.
Teni gendam bati pena tari ngaso kongla shason teni gendam bati teni sanji shakjata ba rokban jawo re teni pena teni mamba ga rokpa teni manjipa jawo re teni manjipa mena teni tari ngaso man de ngaso la man changki yo marje mamba ga teni ngaso la takshishi o ta teni man dun go ndu zini teze yo re teni teze tari jisu te ngus ngaso la man te ngaso la chat yana ngaso la khabjeb Tindi chinkente, tene te ungus laglim chinkente tini manjipa re, te ngasola go res.
And then thirdly, we need the Sangha. So as we said before, the Sangha is like the assistants of the Shakyamuni Buddha. So just as nurses are doctors' assistants, we need them because without them there's no one to give us medicine. Our doctor examines us and tells us that we need to do this and to take this medicine. But the people who actually give us that medicine, provide us with the injections we need and so forth, actually implement or put into practice the advice that the doctor has given are the nurses. So we need these assistants.
Tindi indi tini ngaso gindan bati tini ngaso tini ta di maji pata indi tini tela tengo re tela matina tini ngaso chula lojung jetab yo mare ti chakin sambati res.
So just like the doctor's nurses, as we rely on the nurses of a doctor, we need to rely on the Sangha too, because without them it's not possible for us to study the Buddhist teaching. So that is the third condition.
Teni ngaso mankang la teni drobi kapsa, teni mankang ko ngocha yone, ai kyorang ka ngay kyola teni mamba gari koduk jina, te kyorang ka killing ka iyan. Ngasu kyola mankari na te manti kyorang ka zaji ko kyorang ka killing tamja chega iyan. Teni de zega yo marezi, yo marta tonga tola ngaso mankang tina lan ro sarvi jini, ngaso killing chi yoreze. Ota mankang tina la yupi mamba te ngarang ka tengi yanze. Teni mamba ti ngala mankari jina, te ngay zaga yanze. 동그 토라티 켈린치 사라레지 마토티 켈린 마시나가 좀 만카나라 로야 마레 로나 판토야 마레.
So even though when we go through the entrance of a hospital, no one is asking us, do you agree to accept the appointed doctor as your doctor? Do you agree to consume the medicine that they prescribe. In actual fact, upon going to a hospital, we have in effect accepted or promised to do just this, to rely on the doctor, to take the medicine that they prescribe. Because if we hadn't accepted to do this, then we probably wouldn't have gone to the hospital, and going to the hospital wouldn't be of any benefit.
Denipena mankang ras nala samlo tambaye na lobja nala na tati lobja ti nala ro ta mandro korang rangwang rezi ti mankang nala ro mandro korang rangwang rezi kartin ro charti teni nga som lobja ga girganda teni lobja mankang ga mambat so tengo re ma to ti matin na ten ro ala tondak chi yo ma rezi te tang rabu rezi kyamjo.
As to whether we actually go to a hospital, go into a hospital, or go to school, these are things that we have freedom in our choice. We have freedom of choice over. After actually having gone to a hospital, though, or having decided to go to school, then we accept to the need, and we undertake to rely on our teacher or our doctor. Without doing so, there would be no meaning in going there whatsoever. So, taking refuge follows this same logic.
Pena chula tapatawani mashi samna so rawang tini yang chulung ramara mambo yore gangla tini tapashi samna rawang yore sosorang ga wangchari gangster tini ta kati nambala tingel hobjang chugong che yenzen tini ze sona tini ta sanji la tini girgun chi tini chula nga so lobdip rawo chi tini gendan pat so nga so lobjong rawo chi ni tini shini lobjong che gore demba tok ba lobjong che tap kakayo mareze.
As to whether one places faith in the Buddha Dharma, this is something that everyone has free choice in respect of. There are many different religious traditions. Everyone has is free as to what they decide to do, how they decide to exercise their faith. If, however, we undertake to be Buddhists and to study the Buddha Dharma, then it is necessary that we accept the Shakyamuni Buddha as our teacher, the Dharma, the Buddha Dharma as our textbooks or lessons, and the Sangha as our classmates, because aside from this or aside from these things, there is no other mode of studying the Buddha's teachings.
Oya tini tati inna tati ola tati nga so ti kongde nga so jamru go jimsen kangrezi ni ti jimsen ti somalongo tushi pares.
So what I have just covered are the reasons for why we take refuge.
Tini tati otu tini ta nga so dari kongla tini nga so girgan sanji rezi tini nga so lobjong shia ti chu rezi tini nga so lobjok ti gendan barezi tini lap songa tini sanji zina kariri ti chu zina kariri ta di gendan ba zina kariri zina tini te ngoto tab di boz chegares.
So I have just likened the Buddha to our teacher in school, the Buddha Dharma to our lessons or textbooks in school, and the Sangha to our classmates at school. But as to what is the Buddha, what is the Dharma, what is the Sangha, what do these things actually mean, I'd like to talk a little bit about this now.
Tini tab debu shini tini shiadna nga so kodap chol lapo shini tini shiadna sanji zeyati tini ta sanji shaja taparez.
So putting it in very simple terms, we can say that the Buddha is the Shakyamuni Buddha.
Tini jan pena tini gombo oho men rawota teso samaya sanji rizi ina nga so ti sanji shaja tapa tini tsigo rez.
Other Buddhas, such as the Buddha Amitabha, are also included in this notion, but when we refer to the Buddha, primarily we're meaning the Shakyamuni Buddha.
Tani ta choose jite tani kangrezina tani choose jite tani so te tani ta sanje shakcha thapa rang tani somba tani chu nga so thakpa chimbo yenari thakpa chongchong yenari sama chures.
In terms of the Dharma, what we primarily mean here is the teachings that were given by the Shakyamuni Buddha himself, whether they are the teachings of the Mahayana tradition or the Hinayana tradition. All of these are considered the Buddha Dharma.
Deni gendon zeyati karila zegi orezina ngatso perna thakpa chimbo nangla inna deni gendon bazeyati perna phapa shyangre zigdawo ta deni gombon jambo yang dawo deni kora shangship senhwa mushchi na tela gendon baze mushchi na tela gendon baze ni deni zegres.
As for the Sangha, in terms of the Mahayana understanding, the Sangha includes bodhisattvas such as Chenresig or Manjushri. Just one person of this nature can be considered Sangha.
Deni ngatso thakpa chungchung ko yenna teni ta gendon bazeyati rabdu shungwa rabshungta teni te yang mo jiyo na teni ji yanchul la teni gendon baze gare teni mo sim manchu chi ni sim teni te gendon baze mare tela mo gerze gare.
From the perspective of the Hinayana tradition, the Sangha refers to an assembly of ordained monastics of 4 people or more. So any less than 4, so 1 or 2 or 3 ordained monastics would not be considered the Sangha. They would be considered as individual ordained monastics.
Teni te indi terang aso kyamro teni jivi kapsa teni aso sangji chama la kyapsun ro gore mata o ngarang sangji shakja tabal la kyapsun ro yin teni ngombo okho meda songa kyapsun ro manzi teni marezi sangji chama la kyapsun ro gore.
So today when we take refuge and go for refuge in the Buddha, we go for refuge in all the Buddhas. So we can't just say, oh, I'll go for refuge in the Buddha Shakyamuni, but I won't go for refuge in the Buddha Amitabha. And taking refuge in the Buddha, we do so in all of the Buddhas.
Teni chula teni kyapsun ro wa zena teni ngatso te sangji ge sombi chu chama la ngatso kyapsun ro re ma to pe na nga thakpa chimbu chula kyapsun ro yin thakpa chungchung ko chula kyapsun ro menze yan ro jamro kapsa tindi amare ngatso chu chama la kyapsun ro go re.
And in going for refuge in the Dharma and the Buddha Dharma, similarly, we need to go for refuge in all of the Buddha's teachings. So we can't say, oh, well, I only go for refuge in the Mahayana teachings, but not in the Hinayana teachings. For the purposes of refuge, we need to take refuge in all of the Buddha's teachings.
Teni gendon bayana tadang chikbare ngatso gendon chama la teni kyapsun ro re ma to denga ngarang phakpan jahor yang shangship senhwa la kyapsun ro yin teni nyantu gendon la ngarang kyapsun ro menze ya ro teni amare te gendon chama la kyapsun ro go re.
And it is the same for taking refuge in the Sangha. We need to take refuge in all members of the Sangha. So we couldn't say, well, I will take refuge in the Bodhisattva Manjushri, but I won't take refuge in the Sravaka Buddhas of the Hinayana tradition. In going for refuge in the Sangha, we need to go for refuge in all Sangha members.
Atati ngasotenita sangji kangri chu kangri gendon kangri zete ngochuchi pares.
So that's an explanation of what the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha means.
Teni ta kongdeng ngatsoteni tangbo kyamru go jimsen kareze. Teni kyamru chego na ta kyamru kangla chego reze. Sangji kangri chu kangri ta tenga so sha chaso. Teni ti wot ta wona teni kyamru zina kyamru ngoma khorang ka tondak te karere. Teni tesha kareze. Ta ngaso kandi goni kyapsen ro go reze ni tengo chu shegreze.
So thus far we have covered the reasons why we need to go for refuge and what it is that we actually take refuge in. So we've looked at the objects of refuge, the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, what they mean. Now we are going to look at refuge, how it actually is that we go for refuge.
Teni ta ngaso teni kyamru zeyati khoranga nguman rawo te kangrezena kyamru tin domban doya mareze shangchaya mareze teni chobapiya mareze teni karerezena khilinje tamjazla teni kyamru ze yores.
In terms of the essence of going for refuge, it's not doing recitations, it's not doing prostrations, it's not making offerings. The essence of refuge is making a pledge or a commitment.
Tani ta kyamru di tamja kariche gore, khelen kariche gore zena tani sangji la kyapsun rowazi, chula kyapsun rowazi, gendan la kyapsun rowazi, ti sambo ti tani tamja samrezi. Sangji la kyapsun rowazi ti tamja chigre, chula kyapsun rowazi ti yang tamja zina khelen zina chigre, tani gendan la kyapsun rowazi ti khelen tamja chigre, tani tamja mandrawa sam yorezi, khelen mandrawa sam yorezi na chukre.
So what are then the pledges or commitments that we make in going for refuge? Firstly, we go for refuge in the Buddha. Secondly, we go for refuge in the Buddha Dharma. And thirdly, we go for refuge in the Sangha. So put together, they form 3 pledges or 3 commitments. Each of them constitutes a pledge or commitment in their own right. And when taken together, they are the 3 pledges, or we could also call them commitments.
Tini terang aso ndina tini tomba sanji shakjata ba keda tini shangship senha ke tini mambu lakang dina la yore tini te terang aso sanji kesep sap jawres.
So today in the shrine hall, we are surrounded by many different statues and images of the Buddha, and they are going to serve as representatives of the Buddha.
Tini aso sanji kumdane tini tamja chegores.
So it is in front of the Buddha that we make our pledge.
Tani tamja kariche gore zena tambong aso sanji la chapsun revi kapsung aso semka nala karisam gore zena tani aso ti semka tani tani nguni trani semkong ripi tani zegre aso semka nala masam bata kha tani labjak banda wo tindi mayem ba semka tani o ta nima terani zong tani maung bala tani tsen dodang tani kewa shima da di kewa shima kewa tserab tamchit da zagre kewa tserab tamchit da tani sanji shakjata ba sanji di tani ngarang ga tomba yinzi tomba zida girgan ngarang la lam tongken di sanji yinzi tani sanji mayim bi tani jamba nga so jiting ka kamla tani lha da nje da tani mambu yorem deso tamchipo ngarang ka girgam manzi ngarang la lam tongkende teso man ngarang lam tongkende tini sarje shakjata pa yinzi tini tamja chikshi gori di tamja tela tini sarje la kyapsan roze gres.
So when we make our pledge in front of the Buddha to go for refuge in the Buddha, it is necessary for us to make a pledge from the very depths of our heart with great sincerity. So not just paying lip service, but doing so with great conviction. We pledge that from today onwards, for this life and indeed for all lives to come, that we will accept the Shakyamuni Buddha as our guide on the path or our teacher. And we pledge at the same time to not take others as our teacher. So there are many different worldly ghosts and spirits, so we pledge not to take these as our guides or our teacher. Gods and spirits, I meant to say. So we pledge not to take them as our teacher. We go for refuge in the Buddha and take the Buddha as our guide, and this is the first pledge. So that's our first pledge or commitment.
Tini sosorang ka semla targo gore sosorang ka tindi tamja chi thap ka induzi tini karti thona tenga so te sanji la kyapsun ro chokores tini karti tamja semko nala chi mathona tini nga so tini sanji la kyapsun ro rotsriyo rothabiyo mares.
So everyone needs to examine their own minds. Are they able and willing to go for refuge in the Buddha in this way? If yes, then we can take refuge in the Buddha. If no, then we can't take this pledge. So everyone needs to examine their own minds.
So now
we come to the second pledge.
Teni tamja nipati teni yang aso semkanala di sanji kumden ni aso tamja kelinji ni oda ngarang nima terang ni zong teni kewa ni serap tamshit teni ta ngarang ka chu gang nyamsling ka yung zena ten zabon la chu mambu yore ta ti nani aso teni sanji shakja thapa songba chu teni de ngarang nyamsling ka yin se oda ngarang sanji shakja thapa chu de nyamsling ka yin 마토데 잠바 셔당 추망보 요리 참마야 약보리 레데다 나람 머스치 그든지 망보즈 냠슬린 고나 ngal 탑고 마레 든지 인디티니 네 티니 산지 그든지 추 티니 네 데냠슬린 거연 삼네 티니 코란 담자 시토소나 티니 테 추라 캡슨 로제 그레스
The second pledge is to take refuge in the teachings of the Buddha. In making this pledge, we undertake from today onwards for all our lives to come to study the Buddha's teachings, to take the Buddha's teachings as our path of practice. There are in the world many different religious teachings, many of them very good. However, we're not able to practice them all, and so in pledging to go for refuge in the Buddha Dharma, we undertake to study the Shakyamuni Buddha's teachings as our path. So this is the second pledge.
Dini ti ngaso sosorang ka sem kanala tamja yakbo shitap sona dini ngaso jamjo nipati yore dini chula chapsan rawazi jite yakbo yore.
So in pledging or undertaking in our own minds to do this, then we can be considered to have taken refuge in the Buddha Dharma.
Tani ta tamja zinandra jamjo zinandra tini sambadiris tamadiris.
So now we come to the third pledge or commitment, the final one.
Tani sambadi kangrezina tini ta yang ngaso yang sanji kumdala yang ngaso kelinji ta ngaranima terangni zong. Tani kiwa ni serab tamshit. Tani sanji jumdende sanji jila lomken go tini nangba tini nyamlinchen deso ngarang ka chutok yenzi te ngaso ngarang ka lobchok da boshi ngarang ka chutok yenzi teni te mayim ba teni nangba lobchok shinke lojong shinke mayim bi mate so tama teni ngarang ka chutok menzi ngarang ka tobo inna chokore ngarang ka lobchok inna chokore ngarang ka kare ka tobo inna chokore inna te ngarang ka chutok marezi teni ngarang ka chutok te nangba sa jiwa nyamlin chen ken te so yin samni teni tendi tamja shegre teni te tamja de Tani chula japsun rowazi gres.
Sanjila ga japsun. Sanjila sanga is the gindun la tani japsun.
Oh, ji gindun la japsun rowazi gres. Somebody. Tani kanoroso.
So the third pledge or undertaking in making this pledge, we go before the Buddha and accept from today onwards for all of our lifetimes to come to take all of those who follow in the path of the Buddha, all our fellow Buddhist practitioners as our spiritual companions. So in making this pledge, we undertake not to regard other practitioners of other teachings as our spiritual companions. It's fine for them to be our ordinary friends or for them to be our classmates, but not our spiritual companions. So it is Buddhist practitioners who we pledge to regard as our spiritual companions, and in making this pledge, we take refuge in the Sangha.
Tini jamru zina tini jamru ngomati ta teres ti tamjasum teres.
So, as for refuge, real refuge, these are the three pledges that constitute it.
Tini tinji tamjasum bote yakbozu yo sonana tini ngaso nambare charware tini sanji lomma sanji shakjata baga lomma re tini sanji shakjata baga lomma resongwares.
So in making these pledges with sincerity, then we become considered as Buddhists. We are now students of the Shakyamuni Buddha.
어떤지 인디들이 가서 소소 셈라랑 소소 따다 어때 켈렌시 탑사래 좀 만두고 나랑 것이 탑고 누구 삼바든지 옛날은 되니 잠조 돈바야고 톰조 그래서
So everyone needs to think for themselves. Am I able to make these pledges? Am I able to undertake these commitments? And then if you are and can make them, then you can become a Buddhist.
드니 카르테 타롱에 틴디 켈린 탑사 마리 타롱 안에 급스 틴디 켈린 탑사 마린라고 틴디 삼바 요나는 엔kyong고 마레 수소 칼레칼레 산로 타난 드그리 지마 칼레 드니 담자시 테피캅스 드니 캬므조지나 초코레 다롱네 그 마트나 테쿄요 마레
If in thinking over the pledges you find yourself thinking that you're not able to take them for the time being, that's no problem. You can think about these pledges slowly over time, and in the future there will be another opportunity when you can take them if you decide to do so.
드니 가서 낭추고 나라더니 칼리파 가르침부 드니 쓰야 드니 돈닥시 요레지 돈닥시데 강레제나 아주 낭추고 나니 드니 무 참마 수수수수 드니 과랑 출글라 타파 가르치 베나 과랑 이시라 타파제요나자 드니 무슬림 그 출라 타파제요나 야나 잠발라 타파제요나 야나 타파 멘킹이나 강타랑 미 잠바 코솔라 타파요나 티 타파텔랑 가서 인담문다 진족 제고레지 진족 존중 진족 제고레 마토 결혼 거 답바디 득보레 결혼 거 줄때 득보레 드니 가서인데 합다 약보레지 드니 짜원에 제초고 말이지 남바.
So there's one point that is, or one issue that's considered very important in Buddhism. There are many different religious faiths. There is the Christian faith, the Islamic faith, there are people of other faiths, and there are people with no faith at all. Regardless of what faith a person might have, it's important that as Buddhists we respect their faith. We certainly should not say that other people's religious faiths are bad and that we are good. This is something we absolutely should not do.
Then so depending around so mi jambate korang chulu jambaz malumne tini namba chulu labjana te perna tini nge mo jambaz la o ta kyorang de gasamari namba la tini lobna gasari tini she jana te nge ti jila ti mitela phanto thosare thosamare te ta go reze karti mathana te ti korang la phantok mathana tini o ta kyorang chutin rukmund de labta yakbo tini chaane je shokumare karti tini zena teni ngarang la pena changsu senhwa domba ga tini toni niba yorezi domba nyamro gore tini chapchimshe yorezi.
If we tell others who have a different religious faith not to study their current faith but to study the Buddhist teachings, then we really need to assess whether doing so would be of benefit to them or not. If this is not of benefit to them, then we shouldn't say this. In doing so, we are actually breaking a bodhisattva vow.
어떤지 인디더니 소소랑 거 따고 그래서 가서 상마 소소랑 거 담자 제다 마치 상마 소소랑 거 탁자고 그래서.
So in terms of these pledges, everyone needs to decide for themselves.
드니 답변나 대랑 답보이나다 가서 상마 소소랑 것더니 탁자니다 나랑 남바 제가 연삼니 딘디 용어래 되듯이 지 삼로만 보탄 거기 말이 셔당 딘디라 보레스.
Today, everyone who has come here has decided to come to take refuge and become Buddhist, so there's probably not too much need to be thinking about this today, but in general, this is people should think about the pledges, think over the pledges.
Teni ngacho nangshu nala teni pekar chimpo jambaschi yore te kare zina ngacho porka katola ti mamu pala chu mafshit teni ze yore ze mamu bazina kare zina teni kwarang muba menken teni perna nangshu teni chun de la kwarang muba menken kwarang gawa menken teni yena teni tela ngi par teni tapshi nama naso ko ni par teni shadni teni china tsawanin jika mare te kwarang muba yona teni shagu gore mato te kwarang muba mena ti shad chokomareze tini nangchugu nala tini songyore reze ti kyamdro yang tere chusha pa yang tere chama tini reze.
이 Kabbalah ni gola dini chiz
마무 발라 추마
mani ti jela dini gyabjoyina chizina dini
얌조이나 데 되니 추파 샤파
Lase.
추샤파이나 데리스
And there is another issue that is also considered very important in the Buddhist tradition, and that is not teaching the Dharma or not it's tempting to tell people who are not interested or desiring to hear about the Buddhist teachings, not imposing these teachings on them. So thinking of all kinds of different ways to go about teaching or imposing the Buddhist teachings on others if they are not interested or if they don't have any desire to hear them. This is not allowed. And this goes for whether it is Refuge or other Buddhist teachings. We shouldn't force them upon people who are not actually interested in hearing them.
어들이 다때 가서 당봉 가서 잠조시고 김선샷 드니 가서 잠존로나 잠조 슬랍시고 레지 잠조 시사 드니 여르트샷 드니 티 올라 가서 드니 잠조 고마다 가레 레즈니 드니 대샤바리 드니 티 돈성스레송아 드니 다 돈심 제바디 드니 제바디 드니 가서 잠조 드니 무이르 다 가서 가리가 돈도 드니 잠조 제고 레지 대페 가심보리 드니 대샤가 연세 돈심 제바
So we have so far covered the reasons why it is necessary for us to go to refuge. We've looked at the objects of refuge and what they mean. We've also looked at what it means to actually go for refuge. Now we are at our fourth point, and that is the purpose or the goal in going for refuge. This is very important, and I'd like to talk about this now.
드니 시르당 가서 무솔라더니 잠조 시나더니 코랑 수술라 무이른 잠만다 만보요 레지데 무이르 강요나 초코레지 시르당 드그레스
Often in taking refuge, people have many different goals and purposes. Generally, it's okay for people to have different purposes.
다티 무이른 잠만다 데서 상마스로 드나 티디 무이르 슴거나라 상만 딘조레스 상만 더레스
In compiling or in distilling the various reasons that people go for refuge, it's possible to say that there are three main ones.
드니 무이르 데자 마모당 드니 장본다오당 드니 무이르 톰보제 드니 슴 요레스
So these three purposes accord with three different levels: a lower level, a medium level, and a higher level.
드니 무이르 마슈 데강레즈나 드니 뭐 가시가 드니 잠조데 처레즈나 다 수소랑라 드니 샤와 람조 약보 요야 덴다오즈 그 수소랑 그 드니 다 머친 디나라 드니 나지 차지 드니 망보 메바 드니 수소 드니 샤와 강다 강이나 드니 다지 람조 칼리 롱타 드니 약보 용야 드니 총총스 그 돈라 삼로 땅니 당가 남바제 자나 데 나랑 뜻소 약보 용거레 삼니 드니 그 무이르 그 통니 드니 디 젠큰 요레 잠조 신큰 요레 티 마모 즈그레스 티 무이르 총총레스
So the lowest level of aspiration in going for refuge is that of people who seek refuge in order to have luck and good fortune in their worldly lives, in these lives, in order to be free from illnesses and to have good luck and good fortune in their undertakings. They think that in becoming a Buddhist, it will have benefits in respect of these things. So this purpose or level of aspiration in taking refuge is considered the lowest level of aspiration.
드니 양 가시가 드니 다 나랑 시마라 기와 시마라 드니 나랑 양께 드니 나랑 뭐 리렌 드니 뭐 나니 드니 뭐 식보 드니 뭐 왕차 용큰 드니 미 드니 드니가 기보즈 드니 드니 소아 약보 드니 용나삼니 드니 디 돈도 드니 잠조 징케요리 드니 니트 드니 무이르 총총고 나라 찌그레세 니트 무이르 총총즈니 드니 찌그레세
There are some people who also take refuge for the sake of their future lives. with the purpose of achieving a human rebirth again, being a wealthy or a powerful human, being able to enjoy a pleasant worldly life. This kind of aspiration, just like the previous kind of aspiration, is considered a low or small kind of motivation.
Teni muir chung rezit. Yena ta ngarang rang so teni muir ti tindis yena. Teyang chok rezi nga so nangpa wa kyo muir ti nrikum mandu ta te na nrikum mare kyo yenda manda jambal je go re te ze ma rezi yena ta kyo rang ka te muir chung re yena ta kyo ng mandu ne kap tindi jena chok rezi gre rezi teni nga so rang ka muir ti ka re ta go ndu.
So even though this is a limited or a limited kind of goal or a rather confined sort of purpose, it is nevertheless legitimate in the from a Buddhist perspective. So the Buddhist tradition doesn't say, well, you're not allowed to have a goal or an aspiration like this, you need to change it. The Buddhist tradition allows this kind of motivation or goal for the time being, at any rate, provisionally. In any case, everyone needs to examine for themselves their own motivation in taking refuge.
The
second level of purpose or motivation is a more average level of motivation.
Teni kirga nanchi ge dungur sama mepa teni rizipche gongdung ma toba ta ngarang sen di tola ngarang zaki gyonji yo teni ngarang wangcha yo kachak yo golmo mambo yo teni rinda wo chibo zawane yung kumandu teni indi ngarang korwa ga nani yar tar gongdu samni teni kamsam korwa sama ga nani tar gongdu samni di tondo teni nga jamru che ge yon sam kenga makashi yore teni mrangbo jago res.
So for people with this second level of purpose or motivation, they realize that whilst enjoying happiness and wealth in this life may be one thing, they seek more than this. They seek liberation. They are seeking to eliminate the sufferings of cyclic existence and to be free from the sufferings of the three realms of samsara. So Buddhists with this level of motivation appreciate that wealth, power, and other worldly happiness is not sufficient, and they seek liberation from samsara. So this is the second, more average level of motivation. So everyone needs to identify for themselves whether this level of aspiration is their level of motivation, or is perhaps their motivation the level of the first level, or is it perhaps a different kind of motivation? This is something that everyone needs to get clear about in their own minds.
Tini tela tini thapa mamba ga tini jamro ze ga rezi ti korang ngarang chipo ma to pa jamba samlo tang mandu waze ngarang thar go undu samba ma to mi jamba la samlo tang yo mare ti indi tini thapa mamba ze ga rezi.
So if our goal or motivation is of this level, then the refuge we take corresponds with the level of the lesser vehicle. This level of motivation is one where an individual is primarily concerned about themselves and not about others. So this level of refuge corresponds with that, the level of the lower vehicle.
Now
we come to the third level of motivation, or the third goal, which is the best goal.
대 강아지나더니 미그 샘근달라더니 샴냥지 첨부 용큰 코소거더니 잠조데레스.
And this level of motivation is that of people with great loving kindness and compassion.
대 코소가리 삼그레제나 더니 당 아순들이 샘진 망보좀 도세더니 샘진 때서 참마더니 대 나랑 랑라더니 나랑 랑그 끼와 nga마가 완도시나 나랑 그 파마 따다 그래지 참마 나랑라 파마지 망용큰 지경요 말해지 드리인디 코소 참마데 나랑라 상로 땅나테 나랑 백과든 첨부 요리지 나초 땅에 따다 장게요 마 참마 지송어레 마토바 동거 토라 나랑라더니 백과든 첨부 딘디 따다 그래지 드리인디 드니 다 코랑초 어떤라 상로 지경 마땅네 드니 나랑 타라톱고 딘디 제나 돈 찍찍 못으세 다 딘디 샘점 망보스 그나니 나랑 무스찍 딘디 타르와 톱나 디 돈덕 지용 못도 딘디 인디 딘이 네 샘점 참마 딘이 타르와 톱야 딘이 지고 온도 삼니 디 돈도 딘이 잠조 제거요레스.
So what is this level of motivation, or what does it entail? Well, a person who takes refuge at this level of motivation recognizes that there are so many sentient beings, and that all of them have been our parents in our past lives. There was not one sentient being who wasn't. And so for this reason, we have immense gratitude to them, even though it might be the case that we can't remember most of it. In actual fact, all of these beings were at some time or another our parents, and so we really have a great debt of gratitude to them. So if we give no thought to them, pay no thought to them whatsoever, and think only about ourselves, then this is completely meaningless. So this level of motivation entails taking refuge for the sake of all sentient beings.
아더니 땅 나랑 그 샘진 창마라더니 판바 줍고나 이나 따따 줍고 말이지 따따 가서 상마디 니바요 말이지 근데 이나다 간디고 사레삼나더니 땅 나랑 상기고 온도세 나랑 빼나 상지 샥자다 반다고 딘디즈레 소나 더니 미 망보라 럭바치 덮고 샘진 망보라 판바 줍고 데인디 땅 나랑 yen담다 더니 나랑 돈바 상지 샥자다 반다고 딘디즈레로 고온도 나랑 상지 덮고 온도 드니 상지 톱나 드니 심좀 망보라 판바 드니 줍섭군도 드니 인디 디 돈도 드니 네테랑 잠조 지요 삼네 드니 드니 삼로요 레지 드니 디 삼로 앙 땅보 데레지 앙 땅슈 데레지.
If, however, we are going to go about benefiting all beings, at the present state, we are not able to do this because we lack the capacity to do so. If we are going to be of benefit to all beings, it's necessary that we first achieve Buddhahood. If we achieve the state of the Shakyamuni Buddha, then we will be in a position to help. Then we will be in a position to be of benefit to other beings. And so we therefore undertake to achieve Buddhahood in order to be able to actually in order to actually be able to benefit other beings. So in taking refuge for this purpose, or with this level of motivation, this is the top level, the absolute number one level or caliber of motivation in taking refuge.
심라 가서 당분이 가서 심든지 약보서 용고나 때서 가보여래 옛날 심라 기르주잡네 갈래 뜨니 든지 삼로 무일 든지 용 오토마토 따고 그랬더니 대랑양 가서 잠로 돈바지 값스 드니 소소랑 그 심라 기르주잡니 무일 든지 그 통네 잠로지 탐나테 빼약 보레스.
In the very beginning, it might be a little difficult for us to generate this level of motivation. However, by working on our minds, it is possible for us to be able to reach this kind of motivation. If today we are able to take refuge with this level of motivation or with this goal in mind, then that is excellent. So that is a brief introduction of refuge. Did everybody understand this well?
고송했어.
Yes.
고송스지.
Did everyone understand this well?
Yes, 야. 다 약간 듣더니. 어떠니 디톨라들이 가서 다 잠주 톨라들이 가서 돈바 카시즈지나. 대배 약보여 레지 돈바 실당 돈바 안득다. 대 나보디 참마 지마트나 대 교요 말이 디나니 지니 니라보드니 지 참마 지 탑거리 대지나 약보여 레지.
So, in addition to the refuge vows, if we are able to take on another few lay precepts, this would be excellent. So it's not necessary for you to take them all. Simply taking 2 of the precepts would be very good.
되니 디돈바 소고나니 치레라부 니라고 드리즈드니 ngo초시에 연데니 대교승의 상로다나 아주 망치슈디 지탑거리 삼거도
Of the precepts, there are 2 that I would like to introduce the 2 easiest precepts. And these, I think, will be able to be taken by most people here today.
당보디 강레제나 당보디 미무사파데레스.
So the first precept is not to kill other humans.
미무사지 킬린 담자 치탑거 어레지 주주.
Are you able to take the precept, or are you able to make the pledge not to kill other humans?
야, 대배약 버레스. 야.
That's very good.
야. 이나 디나라 따로 즉삼로 땅 고제 디톨라.
However, in taking this vow, there is one thing to think about.
디니 콕바나라 요비 부충충 만톤에 메바제나 디니 대 무사바나라 츠거레 대 잡잡제고 그래서.
So in becoming pregnant, if one was to take medicine to terminate the pregnancy, then this would be considered taking a human life. So everyone needs to be careful and cautious in this regard.
옛날 때니 콕바나라 따로 부충충 메비값스 탑신자마라만 보tan지 요지 대소라 때니 부충충 마착받인지 제나 대교요 말해서.
However, prior to a baby being conceived, taking various preventative measures so that a baby is not conceived is completely fine.
되니 가서 낭바스겠나 되니 가서 돈바시 살비 지니 되니 보충충 되니 다 리볼라 착 살나 되니 강을 간리오나 가지나 되니 마르키고 그래서.
As Buddhists, once a child has been conceived, then regardless of what difficulties or hardships we might encounter, we absolutely need to bring it to life.
되니 강을 첨부 요네 되니 깨알라 강을 첨부 요네 되니 깨지 싸와네 메바든지 연나 되니 마착비 응원니 보충충 마착비 응원니 되니 답시 강라 땡거나 텔라 땡니 되니 마착바시고 그래 디톨라 빼 또나 첨부시고 그래.
So if we're in a position where we simply aren't able to bring a child into the world due to various difficulties, then it is absolutely essential that prior to conceiving a child that we pay great attention to measures that would prevent this taking place.
되니 딘리나 따타사 아래 탑사르지.
Is this something that everyone's able to do?
덩컨속 락바짝 가서식 따시.
Raise your hand if this is possible.
다 약본득 참마 탑근득스. 약본득 참마가 탑근득스.
That's great that everyone's able to do this.
되니 대인디 되니 가서 돈바 지으더니 지초건더스 가서 미무사 바데레스.
So that's one vow that we're all able to take, the vow of not taking a human life.
되니 미무사 바스지 되 가서 삼신도 되니 사바텔라제 요르지 삼신도 삼신스나 구이.
So when we talk about not taking a human life, we're referring to not intentionally taking a human life.
되니 마시사다 마구사니 빼나가서 랑코르 땅니 되니 랑코르 그 잡니 되니 무사 잡반라오다 뜻소 지금 말해지 뜻소 교요 말해서.
However, we are not. This does not refer to the unintentional or accidental taking of a human life. So if we were to have a car accident and someone were to be killed, then this wouldn't be considered as taking a human life.
드니 뀨요 말이지나 때 탑시요 말이 드니 띠인띠 가서 돈바당 가르가 말이지 띠 돈다레스.
So in saying that this is that would be okay, what we mean by that is that there is no way, would have been no way for us to avoid this. So it does not contradict or undermine the vow.
드니 띠 마임 바드니 돈바 잠바시요 때 뺄레 라보인 초조 상마 의지탑 그래 띠 모투시겐스.
So besides this vow, there's another vow that is extremely easy to maintain, and I think that everyone will be able to take it, so I'd like to explain that to you.
대 강레제나 빼나 먹하시 것들이 과랑 것들이 전랍니 드니 과랑라 원시요 말에 지지요 말다 과랑 거 전랍니 나랑 원시요 나랑 농뜬요 드니 나랑 한 통건도 나랑 전 통건도 드니 딘디제니 잠잠망보 랍디야 데레스.
So this vow refers to telling lies. There are some people who tell lies. They make claims to having powers of clairvoyance when they don't have them. They make claims about being able to see ghosts and spirits and be able to do various kinds of things. So this vow refers to telling lies of this nature. Of course, if you're really able to see these things or you really are clairvoyant, then saying this, there's no problem.
드니 가시거든이 그런 거 지진 통금에나 데 그럼 통송세 드니 한득드나 렌득즈니 드니 mam보시니 미망볼랑 고커땅들이 요리즘.
However, there are people who have got none of these powers and are not able to see any of things, but claim they're able to do so and deceive a lot of people.
드니 시르땅 밀랑 고커땅나 약보요 말다 딘디은 고커땅와데 나추고 나라페 삽친보스 그래서.
In general, deceiving others is considered as not good, but in particular, this kind of deception is regarded as very serious by the Buddhist teachings.
드니 가서 딘디가 드니 가서 고커땅가 먼제니 드니 담자지나 드니 가서 띠돈 받으시 초코레스.
So if we're willing to pledge not to tell lies of this nature, then we can take this vow.
드니 때가 수지탑사 아리 드니 담자시 탑사 레웨지.
Are we able to take this pledge? Is everyone able to take this pledge?
약보레스 때가 저거든지 랍나요 때 이친캔스요 말레스.
That's very good. And anyway, if we did claim to be able to do these things, no one would believe us.
그럼 진랍 근데 삼 그래서.
They would just think that you're telling lies.
때인데 때니 가서 돈 받으잖아 약보레스.
So it's good that we take this vow.
야 때니 돈바 시르당가요레 다잠바트소 가서 샤마시 문두스 가서 내급시 탑고요 남바 탑가나 하고 문두 당가서 니지나 다 딘적은두스.
So aside from these two, there are three other vows. However, I'm not going to talk about them today. People are free to take them if they want, but you don't have to take them. We're just going to focus on these first two vows. If you're able to take the remaining three vows, then slowly you can take them at a future point.
저쪽은 되는 초알라 되는 지지 놓고 말해지 저쪽은 레갈라요 지지 놓고 말해 놓바 지지요 말해지.
In taking these two vows that we've just spoken about, there will be no harm or detrimental impact on your everyday lives or working lives.
드니 돈 받으시 살비지니 결혼도 때즈 잡잡지나 드니 멋세 강보들라 약보수 송용 탑거래서 가서 땡 년카트 가게요 말해지 드니 땡가 좀 So in
taking these two vows, with just a little bit of care, you'll be able to hold and maintain them well in this life. It's not necessary to be overly worried about whether you might break them. However, the benefit in holding them or maintaining them is great. So today, just taking these two vows is sufficient and indeed very good. So we are now going to prepare for the formal taking of the vows. So firstly, everybody please stand up and turn to the Buddha statue at the front of the shrine room and do 3 prostrations.
yer korni shaksam sajos.
He's not cutting hair.
내가 저 랍도 중화로 잡아서고 물고지.
Monks or ordained practitioners don't need to do this.
되니 참아 yer kor니도 참아 하라 yer kor니 된지 말 비모니까 증네 되니 다르모자네도.
So everyone now please kneel with your hands folded in front of you facing the Buddha.
다 된지도. 비모니까 잘라 증네 되니 다르모자네 되고 그래.
With two hands folded, two palms pressed together in front of you.
되니 땅아서 돈바지 이 값스 되니 가서 오늘 전에 되니 삼바고니 삼바 줌니 지나 로스틱지나 전신 되고레마도 되니 가서 샘거나네 약보서 삼마타나 되 돈바티 톱톱고 말해스.
So in taking the vows, it's really essential that we do so with great concentration and focus. If our mind is distracted, then it's not possible to take the vows.
근데 할레바가 가르침 보임 비셔나 되니 네 양키르더니 돌디포시니 되니 양키르치 제연스.
So because this point is extremely important, I reiterate it.
되니 따르당아서 되니 돈바지야 텔라 되니 고름슴 요 럼바스모지 부족 상그 부족.
So now in taking the vows, there are 3 stages or steps that we go through.
되니 돈다 땅보던 가서 가리삼고 그러지나 되니 네 심진 탐질라 되니 네 반바 접고인 심진 탐질라 네 록바지인 되니 디 돈도 되니 나랑 상지고 되니 나랑 상지하고 싶다 되니 때랑 네 잠조 돈바다 되니 때 마임비 돈바티니 저인 삼네테 삼고테 돈선 땅보 공바 땅보인스.
So the first stage or the first step is to think that today I am taking refuge for the benefit of all, in order to benefit all beings. It's for this purpose that, or for, in respect of this goal, that I need to achieve Buddhahood. And in order to do this, today I'm taking refuge and also taking the other vows as well. So this is the first step.
되니 니바된 가서 되니 다가 니마 대랑네 조티 상지 식자트 방아랑 그 똥바인 되니 때 상지 그 추티 나랑 그 냠슬링 그 추인 되니 상지 되니 추 냠슬링 그뭐 참아 되니 나랑 그 되니 추적인 삼바가 담자 대고 그랬대 겸주를 생각해서 공라샤 차송.
And the second step is pledging from this day onward to take the Buddha as our spiritual guide, to take the Buddha's teachings as our path of practice, and to take fellow practitioners of the Buddha Dharma as our spiritual companions. So as we covered before, this is taking refuge. So everyone needs to make a really firm pledge in their minds.
Tani sambati tini ngaso kongla tini dombaji ya teri dombaji tari ngaso chikting aranso ta nima terane zorte ngaso shima songo parta tini ngi mu chokchak mu musa sambati chigres mu musa tini mu musa pa dombadi ngi jigyan sambati chigres.
So as for the third stage or third step, it is the taking of the vows that we just spoke about before. We make a pledge or vow that from today onwards, until the moment that we die, we will not take human lives, and we undertake to hold the vow not to take human lives.
Tini nipati ngaso tari kongla sha pandao pena ngarang la ngon shime na yosewa tindi guni tini gorkot taya o te moshi ti dombati nge jigyin sambati niri tini tamja yapo chegure.
And then the second vow, again, not to tell lies about having supernatural abilities that we don't have. We pledge not to undertake this behavior, and we pledge to take on the vow not to engage in this behavior.
Tenita ngaso te ngaso di ngaso semganala yopitini tamjati tini ngaso sangi kumdan layar ngaso kagayar zegore shegores.
So these pledges that we are holding in our mind, we now need to utter with words in front of the Buddha statue.
Teni shapatin teni dinan ti 초가 된 돈인도 되니 내 돈거랬더니 참아 나랑라 지루제고 그래서
So in order to speak these pledges, there is a liturgy that we follow, and I'm going to recite the lines first, and if everyone would then repeat after me.
되니 초가 된 난돈데 뭐저 총총 제가 연습
I'd just like to introduce briefly this liturgy.
되니 당부 점바 공수 서로 되니 다망제 되니 다 나라가 망라 가리세고나 단든데 제가 요즘에 열 랍고 그래서
So we begin by identifying ourselves. We need to say our own names as the people as the person who is taking these pledges.
되니 틴더네 종테 쳇튼 수유아르드제 오레테 가서 티니마 테랑네 종테 되니 나랑 시마송고 파르트 드제지레 티톤레스
And then the next line has the meaning of from today onwards until the time that I die.
되니 까니 남김초 산지라 잡슴 초고제 되니 산지라 잡슴 로 연세 그래서
And the next line is I take refuge in the Buddha.
되니 도착당 따라 남김초 출라 잡슴 초고제 그랬더니 때 나랑 출라 잡슴 로 연세 비톤레스
And the next line has the meaning to take refuge in the Buddha. In the Dharma.
되니 속남김초 겐들라 잡슴 초고제 되니 나랑 겐들라 잡슴 로 연세 그래서
And the next line has the meaning of going to take refuge in the Sangha.
되니 틴더네 종테 쳇튼 수유아르드지나양 되니 나랑 니마 테랑네 종테 나랑 시마송고 파르트제 그래서
The next line has the meaning from today till the point that I die.
되니 gemnin 점배 종도 소르제 그랬더니 나랑 남바가 되니 gemnin 점바 말이 gemnin 되니 남바가 롬마 되니 제가 연세 쳇레스 티톤레스
The next line carries the meaning that for the rest of my life I will be a student of the Buddha Dharma.
되니 땡아서 란슴 그 파르트니 야 동고 그래서
And so these lines we repeat 3 times.
되니 란슴 그 지마테 탕 지마테 되니 죽죽로위 값스 되니 가서 정말라 되니 돈바티 톱로 그래서
So after we've repeated these lines the final time, the 3rd time, then we have received the vows.
어떠니 당아서 동거연 되니 참마서서 셈토라 능니 참마가 셈근 나라 잡잡지스
So we're going to recite the vows now, and please everyone keep the pledges very carefully in your mind.
되니 대랑아서 지니 되니 디츠 되니 차버러 왔더니 낭바거더니 디친 된지제 되니 나라 되니 가서 잠조다 돈바다 된지제와데 빼 꼴그 약보레스
Because today is a special Buddhist day, then taking refuge and taking the other vows is a really special opportunity.
되니 된지 인디 가서 어떠니 셈거 땅니 되니 다 갑주신이 되니 제고 그래서
So everyone really needs to be happy about this from the depths of their hearts.
되니 가서 인디 나라 요피더니 랍슝 옛날때니 때 동고 말이지 랍슝 가서 진이요나
If there are ordained monastics among us here today, then it's not necessary for you to repeat these vows.
어야 되니 잠바 참마가 당가서 초가디 니 포크 잡는 동거레지 되니 이나가서 뽑아 마임 받고 되니 고마르다 마고나 다 난돈디 니 다리 가서 레시 잡 살송아 되니 딘지지 되니 소소 셈근나라 되니 딘지지니 담자지니 되니 나랑 건돈 받딜란 디 지스 지루지다 된 저거레스
So the liturgy that we are going to recite now, I'm going to read in Tibetan. For those of you who don't understand Tibetan, it doesn't matter because I've explained the content of the pledges, of the vows that we're going to be making. So if you just keep the meaning of these pledges in your mind at the time you recite the lines of the liturgy, then this is fine.
되니 당가서 곤즈그 되니 참마 알아 지루지스
So we're going to begin now, and if everyone would repeat after me.
답기르고 말이 참마가 지루지 가서 까기르고 말이 참마가 내 가리제나 디드라티 파르제나 디는 그래서
So there's not going to be any translation of the lines. Kambo is just going to recite them, and if everyone would immediately repeat after him.
선바 공스 소르 닥망
Say one's name at this point.
그러니까 망세고 그래서 어야 다약 보래 딘더니 종때 지전 초이 와르더 강니 남겸초 상지라 잡슴 초오 속을 남겸초 말에 도착당 자와 남겸초 슈라 잡슴 초오 속 남겸초 긴든라 잡슴 초오 딘더니 종때 지전 초이 와르더 dak givnin to zonde sor aya teni te tangbore tanga so tang ni ba di yens
So that is the first round. We're now going to begin with the second one.
teni sama ga sem gna la tamja ta so yak po jini yang ngala jiblu jis
So everyone, with the pledges held firmly in mind, please repeat after me.
zanba gons sor teni yang so so mangze go res dak mang
So please say your name here.
tin dene zonte jichen soi warte kani namkyom cho sarje la japsum cho dochak tang jarwa namkyom cho chula japsum cho sok namkyom cho gendon la japsum cho tin dene zonte jichen soi warte gimnin dak gimnin to zunbe zonde sor teni te nipari ta simba kapsa teni nga su samala domba tom jogre domba ni top gore chiti kyamjogo domba ni te gimnin go domba top gore.
So that's the end of the second round. We're going to begin now with the third and final round. And at the conclusion of this final round, everyone will have received the refuge vows as well as the lay precepts.
teni yang sama ngarang la jiblu jis
So everyone, again, please repeat after me.
zunba gons sor dak mang
Everyone's name here.
tin dene zonte jib gwa tin dene zonte jichen soi warte kani namkyom cho sarje la japsum cho dochak tang jalwa namkyom cho chula japsum cho sok namkyom cho gendon la japsum cho tin dene zonte jichen soi warte dak gimnin to zunbe zonde sor oya teni ngarang ka tabi no zibi kapse teni samaga lakso teni ze gores
So when Kampul clicks his fingers, everyone please say lakso.
tabi no oya teni tarong yang aso ola teni yang teni jiblu che go ya ching dozi teni ola jiblu te kang rezena teni ngaso ta terang ne ngaso shima song go part teni chine ngaso mumsa sambata ni ne ngaso tin gorkot tang ya ngaso kongla sha pa te mshit teni te mshipa matsa teni ngarang ti domba te je yin samni tamja chine teni yang jiblu che go res.
So there is another short recitation that we do now, and this recitation has the meaning of pledging from today onwards until the time of our deaths. We will not take other human lives nor deceive other people by telling lies about having supernatural abilities that we don't possess. And not only do we undertake not to engage in these behaviors, but we also pledge to take on the vows not to engage in these behaviors. So please everyone repeat again after me.
Sohun gons sor
높은 군수소
저터 문겨
지탄 문기
팍바 잡좀바
파파 잡좀바
대닥거
대다그
저튼 소이 와르드
지찬 소리 버트
쪽쪽바 방데
접촉바 반데
쪽쪽바 레
접촉발레
슬라르 록바
라르룩바
대빈 더
대진드
닥망
Say one's name here.
집게웨 짱
시키웨 강
틴드네 존테
딘데네 종테
저튼 소이 와르드
지춘 소이 버트
쪽쪽바 방데
접촉바 반데
쪽쪽바 레
접촉발레
슬라르 독버 겨고
라르룩바 그루
얄락 땅본디
연락 탐보디
닥 팍바
딱파파
잡좀바
자치옴바
대닥거
대다그
라바라
라파라
지스 르보
지수 주보
지스 라보
지수 라보
지스 getto
지수 규도
자양
제양
저터 논지
지장은기
팍바 잡좀바
파파 잡좀바
대닥기
대다기
저튼 소이 와르드
지춘 소이 워드
진드 나와 땅
젠든 나와 당
진드 나와
젠든 나와
방데
빵데
진드 나와 레
젠든 나와 레
슬라르 록바
라록바
대빈 더
대진드
닥망
Say one's name now.
집게웨 짱
시계획 양
틴드네 존테
대대네 성대
저튼 소이 와르드
지춘 소이 워드
진드 나와
젠든 나와
방데
빵데
진드 나와 레
젠든 나와 레
슬라르 독버 겨고
라 똑바 규루
얄락 니본디
연락니 보디
닥 팍바
딱파파
잡좀바
잡좀바
대닥거
대다그
라바라
라파라
지스 르보
지수 주보
지스 라보
지수 라보
지스 getto
지수 게도
아야 되는 탑에 노즈디 양 락소제 고레스
And when Campbell clicks his fingers again, everyone please say lakso.
탑에 노
락소
아야 되니 다 참마 야라랑네 양 아주 살기라 샥슴 살고레스
And everyone please stand up again and make 3 prostrations towards the Buddha.
되니 샥슴 살네 되니 마루 지그럭 지스 다리 탑범모 찍는데고 말이 마루 지나 초고레스
And everyone now please sit down again
아 되니 사른 코르는데나 초고레스
and turn around to face me.
야 되니 아주 네 잠조고 돈바다 gemning 그 돈바데 vision 살송스
So we have now concluded the giving of refuge and lay vows.
되니 gemning 그 돈바데 니와레 되니 보다 탑 데포시니 샤요 이나 다른 교수 배차가 돌았다니 소종 지스
So the 2 lay vows that everyone took today, I introduced briefly, but everyone please go home and read about them in more detail for yourselves.
되니 딜 소종제한테 인지기 돌아간지 요나메시 요크 요치 레제 보이다 야이크 돌아페 망보요 레제 gemning 그 돈바 코르데
Insofar as materials, reading materials or study materials on the lay precepts are concerned, there's a great deal available in Tibetan and Chinese language versions. I don't know about in English, but I'd say there would also be materials in English too.
되니 다가 저디 잠조고 돈바데 네테서 ngotsushege yes
So I'd like to explain a bit more about the refuge vows.
되니 가서 잠조고 돈바 지차송 되니 지차리 지스 되니 가서 잡잡지니 잠조고 돈바데 송고 약보 송고리 땡가르소나 약보요 마레즈
So in having taken the refuge vow, it's now really important that we uphold it or maintain it well. If we undertake behavior that contradicts or conflicts with this vow, it's not good.
예나 벨레라포레 참마 짝고 마레스
However, this is very easy. There's no need to be fearful about this at all.
되니 큰 돔나 가서 잠으로 돔바 즉요레스 진이 섬정아 즉
So in total, there are 6 actions to be observed in relation to taking the refuge vow.
되니 즉 나라 되니 섬티 되니 가서 다판주 즙고야 코르테레스 티콜라 섬요레
And of these 6 actions, 3 of them pertain to things that we need to do or adopt.
되니 가서 즙 마님비코 즙 미님비코 테라양 섬요레스
And there are 3 actions that we need to avoid or shun.
되니 큰 돔나 즉 보데 데레스
In total, there are 6 actions.
되니 당보디 강라지나 가서 산지라 되니 짭선로 차비 지니 내가 알아서라 심근나니 되니 산지라 기바 요거레스
Gibazana?
쏜지
Oh, let's say.
기바
Okay.
기바
So, in having taken refuge, it is necessary for us to have respect for the Buddha.
되니 산지 마츠티니 가서 산지 끌라요 산지 끄 당가서 데 리모트와 탕카이나라 카메나 텔라양 기바제고레스
And not just the Buddha, but also images of the Buddha, statues of the Buddha or tanka images of the Buddha. We need to show respect for these too.
되니 데 마츠페나 가서 산지 끄 작작 비테니 테니 랑마 텐디 페나 산지 음저거라고 그것을 음저거라고 텐디스 요나 테 가서 텔라양 바로 기십지니 텐디 제고레스
And in addition to these things, even broken fragments of Buddha statues, such as a broken finger of a Buddha statue, we need to show respect to these things as well.
되니 빼장나 가서 되니 산지 건자들이 말쫙 영나 탕카도 말 네 때때잖아 때지나고 스 덴디시니 덴디 랑만라고 덴디 가서 람칸라고 덴디나 요반 통소나 내가서 야르렌 덴니 수소랑 고톡라잖아 땡가서 120 전부 덴님 총거래 덴니 람칼라 요나 땡가서 케르소네 덴니 데 사상만라고 덴디들 바로 잡고 그래 다 빼잖아 덴디라고 그래 또 빼데스
So an example of this would be if we came across a broken statue of the Buddha on the road, or we came across a torn tanka or something like this, then we would pick up the pieces and raise them to the crown of our heads. And this is a symbol of respect, or a sign of respect. And then we would take the broken fragments or ripped pieces and place them in a clean spot. So that's the first point. This is very easy, something everyone is able to do.
되니 니파티 가서 되니 돈바 니파티 가서 출라 잡스 송차리 지니 되니 가서 출라 기집지고 우리 추세야티 쪼티 가서 추 이게 배차단도 수제고 우리 때라 기집 약부지고 우리
So the second point is in taking refuge, we need to show respect to the Dharma, and this primarily refers to books, Dharma books. We need to show respect to writings of the Dharma.
되니 실탄 기집지에야 되는 자마다 몸부여 그래서 가서 사찬 잠불랑 그 사차 수수수수라 라랑 수수라 기집지는 자마다 몸부여 그래서
In terms of showing respect, there are many different ways of showing respect all over the world. People show respect in different ways and through different means.
But the
most important is having respect in our minds. So an example would be, say, a book like this. After we finished studying it, or after we finished doing recitations, then we would take it and place it in a high, clean place. This is how we would show respect to it. So standing or on it with our feet would not be good at all. sitting on it too would not be good.
다티 찌리찌리셔 고 말씀 돈당 가서 기집 약보 지디 된지 그래서
But we don't need to talk about all of this. The main thing is showing respect to these things.
여기 마스티 돈에 가서 린지 그 돈에 빼나 여기 임주식 당 된지 나한테 기집 제고 그래서
So it's not just mini words or blocks or text that we need to show respect to. Even one syllable we should show respect to.
때 니파레 때 벨레라포레 때니 좀 마트 기지요 말했어.
So this is the second point. It's again very easy, something everyone is able to do.
되니 심바데 강레스나 때니 가서 겐든 발라 캡슨도 사위 지니 되니 겐든 바살라 기집지 고레스.
So the third point is in having now taken refuge in the Sangha, it's important that we show respect to the Sangha.
되니 시르당 겐든 바가나라 라마라만 보여레 되니 가서 기집지 마트바 되니 레카 득작 되니 레용케요 요레스.
네, 양재선에 좋겠구나. 이게 앞으로 고마서 양재지 송로나.
겐든 바가나라 되니 라마라만 보여레스 페나 가서 타파키 마트바 타파적 마트바 되니 레카 득불링 되니 겐든 바가나라 요레스.
So among the members of the Sangha, there are people who we are not able to generate faith in respect of, people who don't do good deeds and so forth.
대인디 되니 가서 겐든세니 즉 참말라 되니 기집 되니 제거나 베 카보레스.
So in saying that we need to show respect for all of the Sangha or every member is quite difficult.
다 옛날 우리 장내 되니 겐든 바 약보신켄 되니 상지 추 나라 요파 잡고 되니 약보 젠켄 뜻소 되니 시차네 가서 기집 약보시고 그래서.
However, in general, upstanding members of the Sangha, good upholders of the Buddha Dharma, we need to show respect for these people.
되니 대 마스 겐든 바 마스 가서 겐든 바 되니 추구 곰바 잔자 샨텀라고 뜻소 거대한데 가서 베나 둘록 잠바다 만다와 되니 기집 제고 그래서.
And not just their persons, but also their clothes. It's necessary for us to show respect to their robes that they wear. These are clothes of they're of a different nature to ordinary clothes.
니 때요 레라보레지 때 가서 좀부터 반다고 가게 만두지.
And this again is very easy. There's no sense in which anyone wouldn't be able to do this.
당가서 겐든 바 참말라 되니 타파작고 뜨제나는 데즈 카포레다 데제요 말레스.
Of course, to say that we have to have faith in every single member of the Sangha would be very difficult, and that is not what's being said.
되니 상지가 가리 송요나 때 락링 약본 뎀큰 것들이 겐든 바 약부티 때 가서 타파작고제하다 양나 시킵니 가서 겐든 바 타파작고제가 요랬더니 때 가서 능바지긴 차티 때 가서 작작거랬대 갑리요 말레스.
So what we do mean then is that placing faith in those members of the Sangha who practice and follow the Buddha's teachings well, or we could say to place one's faith generally in the Sangha. And as Buddhists, this is not something difficult to do. So these are the three actions that we need to achieve or adopt that are associated with taking refuge. And then there are three actions that we should not, regarding to things that we should not adopt or not do.
되니 가서 직팀 바거더니 다 지금 한다고 다 내라고 되니 mambo지 요랬더니 이때 솔라더니 샹살 년거 말레스 나팅 가서 샤르쇼라 때즈 되니 mambo 요레 마토 바더니 납쇼고 밀라상로 타나 때 난거 요사 말레스.
So the first of these pertains to not prostrating and worshipping various worldly gods and ghosts now that we have taken refuge. In Asia, there is a lot of this kind of thing, but not so much, it would seem, in the West, so this probably isn't a big deal.
되니 가서 샤르쇼코나 야미나라 옛날자 가서 보바나라 옛날자 디 상기당 상집생활 딘디 요리 양질 한라단 딘라라 딘이 망보 딘이 상사사다 딘이 망보 요리 미 망보즈 그 거랑 그 문이 하였나 제였나 상기나 지야 이와양 시습고요 말이지.
In places in Asia, such as China or in Tibet, there are lots of different places where one goes about worshipping various Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and ghosts and spirits, and most people are not able to differentiate which ones are Buddhas, which ones are ghosts, which ones are spirits.
이가서 낭바그세나 사단제 가서더니 판토고 말에 가서 겹톱고 말이지 그래서.
In Buddhism, it is said, we say that worldly gods and ghosts are not able to.
사단제 가서 겹톱고 말이지 그래서. 가서 낭바그세나.
So, as Buddhists, we say that worldly gods and ghosts are not able to protect us. They're not objects of refuge.
되니 가서 소소 랑글 호중시 소소 랑글 냠린지니 되니 랑글 녀몽바 메파치니 랑글 타라톱고 레마토바 가서 하라리와짠 제라리와짠디 시나테니 약보요마테 약보지 말이지 가서 낭바.
In Buddhism, we say that it is through our own study and through our own practice that we eradicate our afflictions and attain liberation. Placing hope in worldly gods and spirits and so forth is not considered appropriate or good.
되니 디짐선지 가서 되니 남바기는 지스템비티니 하단 제다도 솔라 되니 샹차야다도 소되니 she난 그 말이지 그래서.
So it's for this reason that it's said that it's not appropriate to prostrate before worldly gods and spirits.
되니 가서 상지라 되니 샹차그래. 제티 상지라 샹차나 되니 상지가 거석들라 샹차요 말이지. 상지가 거석들라 샹차요 말이지 그래서. 거석잖아 그 리보.
Less.
상지라 가서 남바 샹차그래지. 옛날 상지라 샹차요 값 상지가 리보들라 샹차요 말이지.
So, as Buddhists, we prostrate to the Buddha, but we are not prostrating to the Buddha's body or the form of his body.
되니 강라 샹차요 그래서 상지가 길라요피 냥지당 시르브니 보텔라 샹차요 그래서.
What it is that we are prostrating to is the Buddha's compassion and wisdom.
되니 딘지가 시럽다 냥지니 보테 미슬라요나 된가서 기십시에 샹차 그래서.
And these two things, compassion and wisdom, in whomever they reside, we should show respect and pay our respects.
되니 딘지가 샴당 냥지당 되니 시럽메나 아니 가서 지팅 그때니 딜 하다 딘지 가리이나 된가서 기십자만이 지금만 남바 시그 말이 딩아솔라 지지 판토요 말이제 그래서.
So those objects that don't have compassion and wisdom, such as worldly gods and spirits, etc., we don't pay our reverence to. They're of no benefit to us whatsoever.
되니 땡아서 맞답지 지지 만들지 상사 많이 나 땡아서 만찬을 chocolate 릴라 보레스.
So this isn't a problem for anyone either. Not prostrating to these images won't be of difficulty.
땡아서 인담만달 하당들라 상사 고야 지지요 말레스.
There's nothing to say that we absolutely need to go about prostrating to gods and spirits.
되니 다 니바데 때즈 가그레다 이나 다테 잡잡지나 소소랑 찬이 종리 든지지나 든지거지.
찬이 종리즈나?
찬이즈나 진량.
Let's say.
Okay, so the second action is slightly more difficult. However, if everyone pays just a little bit of care and does their best to observe it, then this is fine.
되니 가서 낭출라 잡스 송사위 지니 되니 가서 심진라 노빠치 조금 말해서.
So in taking refuge in the Buddha Dharma, we are not allowed to harm other beings.
And in
actual fact, this is the real essence of the Buddha Dharma. So when we speak of not harming other beings, there are 3 points entailed. So the first is not harming the bodies of other beings, such as by striking them or hitting them.
아니 심진 그 셈라 노빠 뭐지 바래지 답변나 코랑 그 셈라 노야가 레갈레야다 까자든지 드볼라반다고 든지들이스.
The second is not harming the minds of other beings, for example, through harmful actions or harmful speech.
드니 somebody 심진 그 속라 노빠당 속자야 되리스.
And the third point is harming the life or the lives of other beings through killing or taking their lives.
드니 대소 숨보들라 남긴 가서 드니 잡잡지고 그래서.
So in respect of these 3 points, we need to be careful in our ordinary lives.
다이나 가서 심진 그 셈라드니 노파 자와니 머시제고나 때 가서 소화다 레가나라 갑갑스 포득 멍보탄 거래 때레 레라보 마레지 때 까무레스.
In terms of not harming the minds of other beings, though, this is something that is not very easy in the course of our everyday lives, our working lives, etc. There are many occasions on which in which we offend others, so this isn't a easy thing to do.
드니 심진 그때니 리불라요 드니 노파 마시바 때요 갑갑스요 때요 때서 갑레요레스.
And not causing harm to the physical bodies of other beings is occasionally something that's difficult to avoid.
옛날 따뜻니 가서 진이 기름나 진량 진이 지나된 그래서.
However, doing our best to avoid these things is sufficient.
다 맘탕고만 맘티산 좀씩 그래서 디시야.
The bare minimum, or at the most minimal,
대가를 심진 그 쪽자와네 노파시냐 그 말이스.
we must avoid taking the lives of other beings.
당아초 낭바즈 되니 치차위 지니 잔 티시나 가초 드고야 망보여레다 잠바티 송아초 간디 드브나 틴디즈 드브나 르그리스.
Just the namgyunga to drupgoya
제가
mamboyore.
나서 낭바시 살비 지승아초 드고야가 레가 망보여레스. 인나다 참아 야샤 야마트나 아초 간디 드브나 틴디치나 르그리스. 시당.
So now as Buddhists, there is a lot of things that we need to do or undertake, but doing as much as we can, doing our best in respect of these things is enough or is sufficient.
인나가서 심진 그 속자야티 토트 야샤 영가서 드돌고 그래스.
However, not taking the lives of other beings is something that we 100% must observe.
드니 심진 그 속양 가서 드니 다 젠나 드니 가서 남바 제마지지요 말레스.
Because if we take the lives of other beings, then becoming Buddhist or being Buddhist or not being Buddhist, there's no difference.
드니 때양 빼나 가서 마고 사다 마시사네 빼나 가서 쇼로란도위 값스 드니 무총총 그 돌아 강바가 드니 드니 사자완다오다 가서 랑커르탕위 값스 드니 심진라 자판라요나 밀라 자니사자 તસુ제요 말레스. 때 탑시요 말레스.
Of course, in saying that we cannot take the lives of other beings in circumstances where we don't realize what we're doing or we don't understand what is happening, then we are not in a position to be able to take countermeasures. So if we go out the door and accidentally stand on an insect, or if we accidentally hit a person or another animal while we are driving, then this is not considered to be taking the life of other beings.
드니 띵아서 돈바레스. 돈바제나 야급 그 사tum 라보데레스. 당가르나 첨강나란로 고얀다고 딘지 데라 돈바다 저제그레 나돈 침보레스.
So this is a vow. This is our vow. This is like a basic law. If we contravene a basic law of a country, then we go to jail. So this is a very important basic vow that needs to be observed.
드니 가서 타바 침복을 늘라 교랑 심진라 드니 판바 요약 드니 레가스나 교랑 강리나 때 경고 말에 강리나 촉즈드레스.
So from the perspective of the Mahayana tradition, if one is working or doing things for the sake of benefiting other beings, then any kind of action or any kind of conduct is okay insofar as it is for the benefit of benefiting other beings.
되니 디나랑 가서 늘리 촉져야 한다고 늘리 못 촉져야 한다고 지정요 말에 심진라 판토야가 내가 강인나리 촉거래.
So in this way, because of this, we don't say, oh, this kind of behavior is allowable and this kind of behavior isn't allowable. Insofar as someone is working for the benefit of all beings, then any kind of conduct that is directed towards this goal is permissible.
되니 심진라 누빠지야 같은데 레가지나 강인나리 촉고 말했어.
And by the same token, any kind of action or conduct that is oriented towards harming other beings is impermissible.
되니 디나라 늘리 촉거래자 늘리 촉고 말해자 근데 얘가 직지요 말에 참말리 촉고 말해서 그래서.
So there's no saying this is allowed and that's not allowed. Any behavior that is oriented towards harming other beings is not allowed.
다 옛날 가시스 가서 탑시 매네 되니 깝깝스 되리 렌저 그래서 또 옛날 심진 그쪽 잡아디 이 가서 인담만다 랑링 약보 탭고 그래서 심진 그쪽 맞잡아디.
There are cases though where we just can't help ourselves and we undertake some kind of improper action. However, in respect of not taking the lives of other beings, this is one that we really need to take proper care to implement.
되니 다 가서 돈바 타마디레스.
And this is the final action or sub-vow that we need to observe in taking refuge.
되니 돈바 타마디 강레즈나 되니 가서 겐든라 되니 잡슨로 살비 지니 되니 가랑서 낭바가 되니 겐든 바다 냠드 되니 낭바가 추속다 낭바가 로종다 뜻소고나라 직고 그래서.
Sorry, this coming point is the final action or sub-vow that we observe. And that is since now taking refuge in the Sangha, we need to join with other groups of Buddhist practitioners, such as Buddhist groups or Buddhist centers and so forth.
되니 가서 배다 이식을 학강의 날에 될 학강 잠바트 소고 나라요 되니 로나 초콜릿 지지종요 말이스.
Of course, visiting other religious places such as Christian churches and so forth is okay.
옛날 소중다 냠린데 되니 가서 나추디 제고 그래서.
However, insofar as our spiritual study and practice is concerned, we must only study the teachings of the Buddha Dharma.
되니 가서 출lực 강다 강에나 되니 무소소 되니 다파 ramda 강당 강에나 때 거랑 김선 약보 요사에나 메사에나 사말라 되니 존중 약보 제고 그래서 존중.
And in respect of various religious traditions, all of them have their good points and their positive content, and so it's necessary to be respectful of all of these.
되니 출력 강이나 되니 미스 그 다파였나 딜라테니 강숑망숑도 되니 가바자야다 강숑망숑도 마파탕야 되니 시초고 말이스.
And in respect of any religion or any person of religious faith, criticizing, slandering, insulting, we must not do any of these things. Because doing this would be in conflict with our bodhisattva vow. And we would also be in conflict with our root tantric vows, so this would be considered to be very serious. However, insofar as our practice is concerned, we need to attend to this well.
तेतेसो ngasu tene pena chulug jambala lojong chikenti digbori ngambari dinira otsaane zeg marzi namba chaman digbom tumbu jegores gijip jegores.
So as Buddhists, we don't say that others, such as Christians or Jews or followers of Islam, are bad or lowly. We don't say this at all. And Buddhism emphasizes harmony and respect for other religious faiths. and we consider them all as our friends,
얘는 아주 추적 말해서
but not as our spiritual friends or spiritual companions.
아주 협적 있는 초콜릿 동시
Of course, it's fine for them to be our classmates.
탑적 있는 초콜릿 잔유
It's fine for them to be our battle companions.
따뜻히 많이 비 아주 좁고가리 있는 초콜릿
Any kind of friend or companion is fine.
얘는 서비스하고 맞대 당 아주 추적 말해 때 얘가 제국을 했어.
But the most important thing is to recognize that they are not our spiritual friends or companions. So we need to be able to distinguish this.
되니 때용래 라보레서 아주 좀 맡아 빠지면 만두지 되나라.
And this is a very easy point again. There is nothing about this that we wouldn't be able to achieve.
되니 아주 잠저고도 막 trực보 되나라. 잠방아보데 내 라보레서.
So of these 6 points of action or subvows that we observe in taking refuge, 5 of them are very easy.
되니 샘천라 노빠 마시야 티토라 때서 잡잡지나 되니 저거레서.
And in respect of the subvow not to cause harm to other beings, this is one that if we exercise a bit of care in respect of, then it will be fine.
되니 대당 저와 용행 가서 심진 그 조금 멋졌기 대당 저와 용행 그 샤바 잠바스 다른 요레지 대 강레제나 가서 샤자다 마자가 돈닥 데레스.
There is one issue, though, one further issue connected with this subvow not to cause harm to other beings, and that is the issue of whether or not we eat meat.
되니 가서 타바 침보 나라더니 대 심진 그 샤 마자와 디토라 까르지 그 토라더니 망보 송요레지 대 심진 그 샤 마자나 야보레 자냥 그 말에 까르지잖아 야보 요레소니 망보 송요레지.
In the Mahayana teaching, there is there's a great deal of discussion or a great deal of commentary on not eating meat and the benefits of vegetarianism. In many cases, of the vegetarianism and not eating meat is frequently advocated.
또 이나왕 아초더니 남바치 사르지니 인다만다더니 까르지자고 다 연나 까르지자 마타다 나랑 남바사와니 제 메반라오더니 말이스.
However, as Buddhists, it's not that we necessarily must be vegetarians, or if we are not able to be vegetarians, that we are not considered Buddhists. This is not the case at all.
되니 티토라 수소더니 때 접탐나 약보요레 때 마탐나 때니 네급스 탑시요 말이스.
So in respect of this, if you are able to do this, if you're able to not eat meat, then that's great. But if you are, for the time being, not able to do so, well, so it is. There's no other way.
어때인 다때니 때랑 아주 때 잠조고 돈바다 gemning 그 돈바다 그래서 정말 되니 죽속송스.
So that is the conclusion of our refuge vow and lay precept vow taking session this morning.
되니 시르당 아주 디고라 저와들은 되니치나 초콜릿다 다 뒤쯤민도 되니 아주 시조 가테 콤바요나 지나드는 그래서.
Generally, I allow some time for questions and answers after giving refuge, but today, because we don't have any time, we're not going to do that. But if you do have any questions, then we'll see if we've got some time this afternoon for them. So we're going to end with a short dedication of merit. Other prayers and recitations we might leave till the afternoon.
Yeah.